Yes. My thoughts on Clone High season two. But going back, when it comes to Clone High, the series altogether, the series debuted back in 2003 on MTV, and 20 years later, they just came out with a season two. And to tell you the truth, the show is good. Season two was good, but there were a couple of things that kind of made it kind of silly. Number one, the whole woke vortex. Being woke and all that stuff. They added a little bit of the woke satire in it. And in my honest opinion, they was making fun of woke people inside the show. And and also number two, in my honest opinion, they were also making fun of Generation Y and the Generation Z people. People who was born within Generation Y and Generation Z, they was making fun of that generation group, by saying that, they rely on technology, they give up very easily. They're prone to give up very easily. They rely on technology, and for the most part, they're all about what's trending and all that stuff, and they was trying to poke fun of Generation Y and Z as those that they're very lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like basically saying that Generation Y and Generation Z, those two generations are very lazy compared to the older ones, and they rely on technology a lot, and they're very superficial and very materialistic. They was basically the show season two was basically poking fun of the two generations, Generation Y and Z, by saying that not only that they're lazy, but they're very superficial and very materialistic. Um, yeah, but the whole woke thing, yeah, they was making fun of the whole woke vortex, about feminism and all that stuff. They were basically poking fun of that, and they was talking about white privilege and all that stuff in that show, and it was kind of funny to some degree, but I get where they was coming from because they was actually making fun or poking fun at the whole woke vortex of being woke. The whole woke culture. So basically making fun of the whole woke culture. And to tell you the truth, I don't mind that at all because I disagree with being woke. I don't like the woke culture because it basically, how can I put this? It makes people sound dumb. You know what I'm saying? It makes people do dumb things and sound dumb. By being woke, you're just an idiot that likes to spread misinformation out to the public. You like to spread drama and misinformation to the masses, and it shouldn't be like that, man. The freedom of press, the freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? Those rights should be held in regards of people who really knows their stuff, not just random people who just jumped on the bandwagon that don't know a whole bunch of shit about they don't know a whole bunch of shit altogether. That's what the woke culture is, in my honest opinion. People that's jumping the bandwagon on certain topics that they barely even do research on, and they have the nerve to call themselves woke. And I'm glad that, Clone High Season 2 was making fun of the whole woke culture and was making a funny satire about it. And I'm glad. But when it comes to Generation Y, Generation Z, they would basically making fun of those two generations by saying that they're lazy and they're superficial and very materialistic and they're all about technology and all that stuff. And I get it to some degree, but at the same time, I realize that not all of those people, not all of Generation Y and Generation Z are materialistic, nor lazy. But I digress on that, man. I really do digress on that. Overall, man, Clone High season two, what I'm saying, was a good season. I like the characters. I was just, I like the characters on the show. I was just disappointed when it came to not bringing back Gandhi. Gandhi was a funny dude in the first season. He really was. But you got Abe Lincoln, Joan of Arc, JFK, Cleo. You know, all those other characters, including the new ones. You know what I'm saying? Including the new ones like Confucius and Sacagawea, you know, those new people, you know, and Topher Bus, aka Christopher Columbus, you know. They were some good characters on the show, man. I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed it. But in my honest opinion, I preferred the first season over the second season. You know, so the reason why I prefer the first season is because number one, it's very nostalgic. You know, it's all about this. See, I'm a person that reflects on the past. You know what I'm saying? I reflect on nostalgic things. And one of those nostalgic things was, you know, is Clone High season one. You know, I prefer season one over season two. You know, for nostalgic reasons. You know, I was in high school. Like I said before, I was in high school when Clone High, the first season, made its debut on MTV. You know, and it was a funny show. It really was, man. And you know what? In Clone High season one, it wasn't all about the woke culture. It wasn't like very PC being very politically correct. It was basically, you know, just all out comedy, all out raunchy comedy to some degree. You know what I'm saying? It was just regular raunchy, you know, regular comedy. And they were trying to push the boundaries a little bit too. That's what I liked about season one, man. They were trying to push the boundaries a little bit when it came to Clone High season one. That's what I respect about season one. No, it was just flat out comedy, not being politically correct, and not being so damn woke. You know, it's just straight up comedy. You know, that's what I liked about most about season one. Yeah, but that's all I gotta say about that, man. You know, that's all I gotta say. You know, Clone High season, like I said before, Clone High season two was good, but I prefer season one because of nostalgia, and also they wasn't too PC nor within the woke culture like that. So yeah, that's about it, man. Thank you so much.